Hey guys, hoping all is well with everybody. In this video, we're going to be continuing the read-along of The Secret Zoo by Brian Chick. Today, we're going to be starting off with Chapter 13. As always, please feel free to follow along, and I'll be showing you any pictures as we come across them. Chapter 13, Ella on the Run. Ella cut through her neighbors' yards on her way to Noah's house. She hurdled the hedges in Mrs. Ryan's yards and dodged the lawn ornaments at Mrs. Pierre's. She jumped fences and ducked tree limbs. Once a branch snagged her earmuffs, and she had to turn around to snatch them back. As she neared Noah's house, she saw someone in the driveway. It was Noah. He was climbing onto his bike. "Noah!" she called out. "Noah, wait!" But Noah sped out of sight before she could get his attention. Ella ran into Noah's yard and happened to kick something on the lawn beside the mailbox. She picked it up, a pouch. She poked her fingers inside and found it empty. "Something was in here," she said. "Something important." She spun around and took off to find Richie, who lived on her street. She went back home the same way she'd come, but this time when she cut across Mrs. Pierre's lawn, she crashed into a pink flamingo and flattened it to the ground. At Richie's house, she found a spot beneath his second-story bedroom window and pulled a small clump of dirt from a flower bed. She pitched it at the glass. She waited a few seconds and then hurled another handful of dirt at the window. "Come on, Richie," she whispered frantically. "Wake up!" Suddenly she gasped. From the corner of her eye, she caught sight of someone standing in the next yard. A man, tall and lean. He wore a hat with a wide circular brim. He had broad shoulders and a long dark trench coat. Standing with his hands clasped behind his back, he was watching Ella, watching her from the shadows. So deep and dark were the shadows that they hid his face, his eyes, and his intentions. Then he vanished, but not in the all-at-once way that any imaginary thing disappears. Rather, he dissolved. It was as if he melted into the shadows. Ella felt goosebumps crawl over her skin. She tried to tell herself that the man hadn't been there at all, and that her overworked mind was playing tricks on her. But what had Tank said? "Beware of the man who lives in the shadows. He is the shadows." A fresh round of goosebumps dotted her arms, and as she tried to rub them away, she glanced up at Richie's window. It was finally sliding open. Chapter 14, Richie's House. Richie sat up in bed and listened. Seconds later he heard it again, a soft thump against his window. He jumped out of bed, flicked on the lights, and opened the window. Someone was standing in his yard. "Richie! Who's out there?" "Richie, it's me!" "Ella? We've got a big problem. It's Noah. I think he's going in." "Into the zoo?" "No, the bathroom." She tossed up one more clump of earth. It missed Richie but sailed through the window and landed in the middle of his pillow. "Of course the zoo." "When?" "Right now." Richie thought about this for a moment. Then he said, "What are we going to do?" "The only thing we can do," Ella said. "Go in after him." "Seriously?" "Dead serious," Ella slid backward, saying, "Meet me in my front yard. Give me 2 minutes so I can get dressed." Richie didn't move. He stood in silence, stunned. "Richie!" He took a breath. 2 minutes?" he said at last. "Gotcha." Ella took off across the lawns. Her open jacket trailed behind her like a short cape. Richie remained still for another moment. "I can't believe this is happening," he muttered. He stuttered to close the window and stopped. Something was moving on the lawn next door. Richie peered into the darkness, but he saw nothing. "Hello?" he called out the window. The wind murmured, but that was it. "Who's there?" No answer. He was certain that he had seen something. A man with a strange hat. "Forget it," he said at last. He closed the window, jumped into his clothes, and prepared for the next event, whatever that might turn out to be. Chapter 15, The Key. 50 feet from the zoo gate, Noah stopped pedaling. He coasted silently to the entrance, dismounted, and ducked behind the bushes. Beside the gate was a glass booth. Inside, a light and small TV were on, but the guard wasn't there. Noah crouched down and ran toward the gate, pulling his bike beside him. He plucked the gold key out of his pocket and poked it in the slot. It didn't fit. He turned it over and tried again. No luck. "Come on, you dumb thing!" He heard a cough. Inside, a guard was coming toward him. Noah tried to force the key in. Even the tip didn't fit. "Come on, come on, come on!" he muttered. "Don't do this!" Another cough, this time much closer. Noah heard that man's feet shuffling. "You dumb—" Then something magical happened. The key transformed. Its ridges melted and its bumpy edge became smooth. Noah stared at the flat key in his hand, confused. What? Noah could hear the guard's footsteps. He was closing on Noah, reaching the end of the path that ran between a pair of long hedges. In a panic, Noah stabbed the key at the slot. This time it slipped in and the lock opened with a soft click. When he pulled the key out, the sharp ridges were back. "No way," he mumbled. Seconds before the guard rounded the hedge, Noah grabbed his bike, slipped through the gate, and coasted into the shadows. He was inside, at least part of the way. And that is where I'll end the video there. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you when we continue with the next video with chapter 16. And you guys, please take good care of yourselves as always, and I hope to see you soon.